Let's talk about the power of sound in branding. Guess these sounds. Brand 1, Brand 2, Brand 3, and Brand 4. I'm guessing you got them right. I was talking about Netflix, Google Pay, Britannia, and our very own IPL. That was the power of sound in branding that makes you remember brands over decades. The power of sound in branding creates memorable brand equity for any particular brand. And in today's era, it's not just about recognizing the brands by looking at them, but even sound plays a major role. Sounds can achieve that particular brand recall that even visual clues cannot reach. Let me give you examples of some brands that have nailed it when it comes to getting the right sound for their brand. The first one, which started way back in early 2000, is the Nokia's classic ringtone, which played across mobile phones all over the world and is renowned even today. Moving on to the next one is the Apple iPhone. Whenever you lock an iPhone, that sound, that click, is heard all around the world, and it's pretty synonymous with Apple phones. Let's take it a notch higher. Let's talk about Kellogg's. Did you know Kellogg's actually has hired breakfast cereal experts whose job is to make sure that the Kellogg's cereals are crunchy enough and they make that particular sound? Another example is of the wine industry. They wanted to get rid of the wooden cork that they usually have and replace that with screw caps. But the entire impact and the vibe of wine and champagne is when you uncork it and the noise that comes with it. So obviously they went back to the wooden cork. Moving on to the next is of Harley Davidson. They took it a notch higher. What they tried to do was they actually tried to trademark the noise of their engine. Well, that was protested by about 8 to 9 two-wheeler brands around the world, including the likes of Yamaha and Kawasaki, which protested, and then finally Harley Davidson had to withdraw the case altogether and drop the idea of trademarking the noise. Thus, the power of sound and branding makes sure of 4 particular benefits. The very first is memorable association with the brand. Consumers remember the brand for a very, very long time. Next, cross-channel presence. You can actually integrate sound into different channels of communication, whether TV, radio, or even in the app these days, thus creating a consistent brand experience. Moving on to the third and my favorite, the element of sound has a subconscious influence. Well, sound can tap into the subconscious, leading to powerful brand association and remembering the element of that particular sound even after decades. And finally, brand differentiation. You may have many brands in the same category. For instance, in the UPI gamut, you have Google Pay, Paytm, PhonePe. But the sound of Google Pay is actually something that people remember. So it creates an element of differentiation. So that's what sound does for any particular brand. And if you're looking at branding yourself for your product services, make sure your brand has a distinctive sound. That's it. Thank you and easy a day.